Yo, what's up, guys? It's JamWow back with in my Class for Clash account, and I'm going to talk to you today about spells. This was one thing that I had left out in my first few chapters. So this chapter is all about the spells, and the first one that you get at Town Hall, let's see, what am I, 5. The Town Hall 5 is the first time you get to make the Spell Factory, which is this one right here, and you're able to start making spells, and it's kind of weird. It says that it looks like I have 2 spells in my spell factory. However, that's not right. One spell takes up 2 spots, except for dark spells, and we'll go over that later. But so the first one you get is the lightning spell, and it is a splash damage. So whenever you drop it in an area of 7 tiles, I believe, in a circle, you damage whatever buildings or an enemy troops are in that area. It takes about 20 minutes, or it does take 20 minutes to make one. You've got, I think, 6 different levels right now. In this account, I am upgrading mine to level 4. And there's a total of 6 levels. I think they get more and more powerful, more and more expensive, but it takes 20 minutes to make one of these. And I want to show you. I want to do a live attack right now and show you what it does. One of the things, or one of the tips that I would suggest, is if you are using spells a lot. Now you don't have to every time you go out and attack, but if you do use them quite often, the best thing to do is have one cooked and ready to go for whenever you're attacking. It's already sitting there waiting for you. As soon as you use the one that's already made, then the one that's been cooked and stopped and ready to go will dump in, and it's ready to go, and you just get another one going. It's great to do that. The same thing with troops. This doesn't have anything to do with spells, but I'm going to have some troops cooking so that as soon as I use up troops in a raid, then the troops that are in my barracks start dumping into my army camp. The minute I start using my troops, if these are ready to go, they will start funneling into my army camp, and so I don't have to wait if I'm doing a bunch of attacking all at once. So, okay, back to spells. The first one you get is the lightning. I'll go over the other ones with my other account, but let's go find an attack. I've got my army camp full and my CC. Let's see, not enough loot. Come on, I may fast forward through this. Holy turds. Okay, here we go. Now I want you to pay attention. The first thing I'm going to do is drop my spell, and I'm going to drop it on the mortar. Boom. Gotcha. I'm going to drop down a bunch of barbarians, and while the barbarians are distracting them, I'm going to drop in my CC troops, drop in a few archers behind there. I want the CC troops, those hogs, to go in and get those splash damage. I want to get that wizard tower, and well, didn't happen. But, okay, spam, get as much as we can. And hopefully the wizard tower goes down. But you see how the lightning, whenever it hit that mortar, you got to get right in the center of that tile to get as much of the damage on that as possible. But did you see the effect on the storage was almost nothing, because it won't affect storage containers at all whenever you drop a lightning. No matter what level of lightning, it will not have any effect on any kind of storage. And that used to be a popular strategy, but or actually not recently, but I guess fairly recently, Supercell went in and made that change so that when you drop a lightning spell, it does not affect any of the storages, and so you can drop one all you want. It's just not going to do anything. So I didn't get all the loot, but yeah, 231,000 elixir. I guess I can handle that. I can find those all day long, baby. Alright, so that was the lightning spell. Stay tuned. I'm going to jump over to my other account so that we can go over the heal spell, which is the second one. Ready? Here we go. And here we are back at my JamWow account, and I want to show you all of these beautiful spells. Okay, so the next one I was going to tell you about is the heal spell. It's the next one you get. The max level heal spell is 6, and it is also kind of an area splash also. So basically, any troops that walk into this area will be healed. So I'm going to show you a replay where a heal is used. Let me fast forward. Okay, and soon he's going to, look at that, he dropped the heal, and inside, oh, boom, sucker. But those giants are anytime they're inside that ring, it fades after a while and disappears. It's only good for a certain period of time. At level 1, it's lower and lower, and then as you go up to level 6, then they become, it lasts longer and longer, the total amount of healing that it does. One thing, they're very useful for giants and golems and your heroes, but not as good for dragons. For some weird reason, it just doesn't work very well for dragons, but it will heal anything that's being damaged except buildings. Obviously, if you're on the attack, you're not going to be healing any of their buildings. It takes the same amount of time to make one of these, and it's not very expensive, same amount as a level 6 lightning spell. Then moving on is the Rage, one of my favorite excuse me, spells, and basically anything that's within the Rage spell will get more powerful, become faster. It won't heal you, but they just become faster. They actually get bigger. So I'm going to show you that same defense. I should have just kept going. Fast forward it, and we'll see when he drops his Rage spell. Now, let me pause it right here. This looks like a Rage spell. If you'll notice, it will look a lot similar, and it looks like the Rage spell is moving. That is not a Rage spell. That is the special ability for the Barbarian King, and you can activate that. If you'll notice down here, he's grayed out, but the Archer Queen is pulsing and is colored in. Well, she still has her special ability where he has already used his, and that's what you were seeing right there. It looks like a Rage spell, and that's really what it is. He regenerates, he does heal himself, he becomes more powerful, he becomes quicker, and he summons some barbarians, but that's another video I'll do another time. But I just wanted to point out that looks like the Rage spell that we're about to see, but it is not the Rage spell. That is his special ability. Very confusing right first off whenever you first see that happen. So another heal spell goes down, and then the Rage is about to come down. So there it is. Boom! Drops the Rage spell. And you see, it does not move. It sits there, and anything that is inside that Rage spell will be more powerful, be faster, and look, it just took those wizards hardly any time at all to take stuff out. Didn't help him on this raid. He didn't get a whole lot, but he spent a whole lot to get not a whole lot, except some of my Dark Elixir. Anyway, that is the Rage spell. The next one you get is the Jump spell, and this is really popular at Town Hall 9. This is when you first get the Jump spell, and really all it does is it gives you the ability to jump over walls. So whenever you drop it, it is a lot smaller than the Rage, so you have to be careful about where you drop it and in what position. I did find a replay where the guy did use a jump spell. So I'm going to fast forward. You can see that it is available for him right here. He's going to drop it. Let me show you. He's going to drop it right in this area, and the reason he does that is so that he can get access to this section He wants access to that section, and he wants access to the core, which is a very good plan for him. So you can see when that air defense goes down, and the healers are healing pretty soon. Here goes the jump defense. Look what he's done. He has gained access. You see those barbarians are jumping over into that section, but it doesn't last very long. I think the maximum it lasts is like 40 or 50 seconds, which is actually an eternity in a single raid. But look how easily he didn't even have to break any of those walls. Now the problem with this heal spell though is that once those troops are inside that particular section, and now that the jump spell is starting to disappear, these troops have nowhere to go. Now they have to break out of the wall in order to get to the next section. Of course, those giants had no problem doing that, and Barbarian King eventually gets through that wall. But that is one of the problems, is you got to be careful about using a jump spell to get into a dead zone. If you jump into an area and there's nothing for your troops to do, then they're just going to get obliterated by all the troops that are outside of those outside of those sections. So this particular guy had a pretty good plan in getting inside and getting all that loot. Poor Mega Yezi. That was a defense replay. He lost a lot of loot. I hate that day. Those days suck. So anyway, that is the jump spell. Now the final regular elixir spell that you get at Town Hall 9 now is the freeze spell. Now this is very rarely used. It is really popular at Town Hall 10, because at Town Hall 10 you have to deal with the Inferno Towers, which I'm not even able to build yet, but those Inferno Towers are super powerful, but you're able to freeze them with the freeze spell, and this freeze spell at the lowest level only lasts 5 seconds. It takes a while to make, and it's expensive. It does have a pretty good purpose. Whenever the clan castle troops come out and defend your base, or start defending the base that you're attacking, you can drop that heal spell. It will freeze anything under there, the troops, the heroes, any of the defenses. So it will only freeze them for a small amount of time and give your troops enough time to take down those defenses or defenses around them. So it is useful in that regard. Especially if you have to come against a Inferno Tower, it is useful. I rarely use them, but they are available for use. So those are the regular elixir spells. We also have a dark elixir spell factory, and these are not even done. They're not even finished introducing, but we have 3 different ones. We have a poison spell, which it reduces the health of any troops that are in the range of the that are inside the poison spell. Now the problem at times with the poison spell excuse me, is that the troops will wander outside of the poison spell. And you can see this guy uses the poison spell on me. Let me fast forward to get it to where he uses it. But when my troops come out, you'll notice that he drops the poison spell to start. Well, he drops his heal. Okay, there, they see that orange area right in here. You can see how much smaller it is, too, than this heal spell that is healing his troops. But the health of my troops is going to be kind of hard to tell because they're getting wiped out by these enemy army. But the health, if you see that wizard right there, his health is starting to drop down, and pretty soon he's going down, and because of the poison spell. It lasts a little while, but it doesn't move around and follow any of the troops to get rid of them. So the poison spell is only good while the troops are in there. So that is part of the difficult thing with poison spell, is those troops that are supposed to be dying may wander outside of it, and then you've had so timing, where you drop it, when you drop it, that's crucial, and it's small. Now, Supercell has a formula on how and when and how much the poison spell decreases health, but basically the amount of health that it decreases is slowly increasing over a period of time. It increases, it slows down the troops. It slows down how fast the troops inside the spell will attack, and so it basically gives your troops enough time to go in and attack, and it just bogs them down and ultimately will kill them. And you can the one thing to note about this spell, one thing special, is that you cannot drop 2 in a row right on top of each other and double the amount of damage. Now, that is something you cannot do. So dropping 2 right on top of each other does not increase this damage amount by 2. It is really just a waste. So, but if you drop one and then wait a little while and then drop another one when the first one is starting to fade away, then you're getting the most for both of those spells. So that's the poison spell. My favorite dark spell is the earthquake spell. It does a little bit of damage in an area splash of wherever you're using it. It will damage walls and any buildings in that area, and it won't affect any of the storages. All storages are protected from all damage-inducing spells, so it won't affect storages, but walls. Look how much damage this earthquake does to walls. Well, it's not there anymore, but I think it's like 40 times the amount of damage that it would do to a cannon. It will do 40 times that damage to a wall. It loves the walls. So let me give you an example. Whoops, where am I going? Okay, this guy used walls to gain, or used earthquake spells to gain. Look at that. Okay, the first thing he does is drop earthquake spell in an area where he can get a whole bunch of open containers. Now this compartment here is all open, so there's no real reason to get access to this one. But what he's trying to do is he wants access to the main core, into here and into here, so he can get if he can get into this compartment, he can wrap all the way around. The same thing with this compartment, so he can get into basically this whole section by just using 4 earthquake spells. If you use 4 earthquake spells, it does not matter if you have the maximum, even the lowest level of earthquake spell, level 1 earthquake spell. If you use 4 of them on any level of wall, even a maximum wall, 4 earthquake spells will wipe out any level of wall. Watch this. Look at how much damage. Oh, dude. But you can see that all of those earthquake spells also did lower the health of my cannon, mortar. All that's the splash that's happening there. That X-Bow is a really high hit point defense, and so is the cannon, and it took out quite a bit of those defenses, so it opened up a section for him to be able to gain access, and that is the main point of earthquake spells. Now you can also use what is called a quad quake, not quad quake, that was a quad quake. I forgot the name of it. It's where you use 2 lightning spells and 1 earthquake. And if you were doing an air raid and you wanted to take out this air defense, you could use 2 lightning spells and 1 earthquake, and it will take out no matter. Well, it does matter what level your lightning are, but that is a popular strategy, to use 2 lightnings and an earthquake to take out one of the air defenses, because you do have a limited number of spells that you're able to bring along with you. So that's one strategy, is bringing a couple of those at an earthquake, and you can wipe out potentially, if you used brought four lightning and one earthquake, and then one earthquake in your clan castle, you could end up taking out two of the air defenses in a base, and that is crucial. Of course, you've used all your spells, and you have no other way to enhance your troops. But so anyway, this guy wanted access, and so he came in from that direction. Unfortunately, for him, it did not necessarily help him a whole lot. He uses a raid, you can see him, but he got access, and he was able to take down all of those troops. Still only ended up with 40% on my base, but 46%, I think. But that was a good strategy for him. That is a weakness in this type of base, and that was a good use of the earthquake spell. And the final spell that we have available to us right now is the haste spell. It's not one that I like. I don't use it a lot, so I'm gonna have a hard time. I just don't have any experience with it. I believe there was a did he use a haste? No, doggone it, I should have had this ready to go for you guys. No haste. Come on. Let's see, did one of these guys use a haste against me? Of course he did, and I can't see the replay. Come on, did Mega... Oh, that was way down there. I thought there was a... Yeah, no. Everybody's loving the heals, earthquakes, and nope, no haste. Okay, well, I don't have it. I'm not going to be able to show you the haste. It basically speeds up your troops. It just makes them faster. It does not increase the amount of damage. It doesn't increase the speed or how quickly they attack your troops, but it does. It make like dragons, golems, balloons, P.E.K.K.A. They are extremely slow. They take forever to get to where you need them to go. So if you are trying to get a specific set of troops to a location in a quick way, this haste spell is the way to go. And you can see that at a level 2, this haste spell speeds them up by 34. Well, whatever speed your troop is, it bumps it up by 34, and it will last 15 seconds. Now, the critical thing is obviously where you drop the heal spell. If you drop it too far behind your troops, and it's going to be useless. You got to drop it out in front of where your troops are headed, and once they enter into the spell, then they will speed up through the spell and get to where they're going that much quicker. So and it's also all these are basically the same size as of spell. Now, one thing about the dark spells is they only take up one spot, so you're able to hold more of them in your in your army. You're able to bring more of them. And dark spells are the only ones that you're able to bring with you in your clan castle. I believe at level what is it? At level 4 at clan castle level 4, you're able to start bringing with you an extra spell that has been donated by your clan, and nobody's asked for one, but in my clan castle I have a single I have a poison spell ready to be used, and in order to get another one you have to request another one. So those are the spells, guys. Extremely crucial and useful in every raid. Very difficult to be successful in Clash of Clans without using them. That is definitely a part of when upgrading. It is crucial as you are upgrading all of your troops. It is crucial to get your Spells upgraded also, mainly in my opinion, the Rage and the Heal, two of the most useful, most universally used spells out there. Very, very useful. And that Earthquake spell. The Earthquake spell is probably the last one that you would really need to upgrade, simply because even at the lowest level, they will take out, a set of 4 of them will take out any level of wall. So by upgrading it, you're not gaining that much. But the poison, it's a very good idea to get that one upgraded. I don't use haste, but I upgraded it just because it's one of the things I had to upgrade. That's it for now, guys. Those are spells. If you got any questions, or you want me to elaborate on something that I said that you're not quite sure or didn't understand, let me know in the comments, and I will be talking about attack strategies. I'm going to go through some attacking and what I do, what I look for in bases. I've also been asked to go over trophy pushing versus farming, and how to trophy push and what that means and what you do, when a good time to do that is. And so I'll address those in another video. Right now I don't have anything else, so I guess class is dismissed.